What's good, y'all, and welcome back. Chapter 5 of Astro Royale dropped this morning, so we're going to be discussing it. Without wasting any more time, let's get into it. So this chapter begins with the start of another throwdown. This is the second one that we've seen so far. It's Hebrew versus Ko. Now, before the match begins, they make a few conditions, those being if Hebrew wins, he gets Karan, and if Ko wins, he gets Tarasu. Seems fair enough. They both agree, and the match begins. And Hebrew goes in, he starts by throwing a strong right hook, which Cow, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, seems to predict. Not only that, but his Astro too, guessing it's, and I quote, just a super strong right arm or something. Hebrew starts getting cooked here, and next we get a pretty cool panel of Cow, while Karan states his Astro, Asura, the god of destruction. Now this is another throwdown chapter, but all we're given here isn't just a fight. We actually got a solid lore drop during this page, and Cow said Hebrew's just like someone named Botan. This is the first time we're hearing him. It's revealed Botan is Cow's older brother, that he was Karan's best friend too. Supposedly, before they were adopted by the Yotsurugi family, there was a turf war in Ikebukuro, and Botan died while protecting a kid who was dragged into the action. And Botan's last words were his dying wish to Karan for him to take care of Cow. Karan swore to, and next the fight continues with Cow catching him off guard with a double punch, using both his left arms from the Astro. Looking into Hebrew's eyes, Cow seems to be, just kind of reminded of Botan, saying he's never going to live like he did. And, now given his new Astro, he can live smarter, he can live better. And personally, I think he's pretty much doing the opposite. Maybe that's a little bit of cope, but, I don't think this is a character that's really written in a way for us to like, at least at this point in time. Yeah. So Cow follows up with another punch, which sends him flying into a pillar, or like a part of the building. And next panel is he's kind of like pulling up Hebrew from the debris here with his Astro arm up in the air. And this next panel here, it kind of seems as if all is lost. He kind of has him pinned up here. And Cow doesn't seem to be too fond of the idea that Hebrew is risking his life for someone else. He thinks it's stupid and that he has to be smarter, and to use his head more, as he says. I think Hebrew took this quite literally as a last resort. You see that he headbutts Cow here, and how's that for using my head? That was cold. That was cold. And Hebrew yells that it's his decision to make if he wants to risk his life for someone. And now, finally, with a dazed and caught off guard Cow, partly due to him resembling Botan given the paneling, Hebrew winds back a right punch, which connects to all four arms of Asura. Now, this is one thing I'm really loving about Hebrew, and I think I've said it just about every chapter thus far. He's just like his father. He's a good person with good morals and good ambitions. It really does make him hard to hate. Now, before moving forward, one small thing I want to note here is what happens to Cow's Astro after receiving the bullet punch. Before, it almost seemed like he was godly in a way, being off the ground, a small aura around his Astro. He seems pretty strong and pretty powerful. Yet after receiving one punch, it kind of breaks down and it looks like it's smoking, and given the text here, it's like, it just kind of seems like some type of machinery. Like, it almost seems like a machine. And personally, I think I kind of hate this, not gonna lie. I think powers like these Astros, bro, they got to be more supernatural than that, I know we got the big sword guy, the shell guy, and it doesn't seem too supernatural right now, but there are going to be some that are supernatural, and we've already seen this with some that are hinted. At the same time, I could be looking at this all the wrong way. Maybe it's like not a machine, but we don't really have all the information now. It's just one small thing I wanted to point out, that if it does turn out to be like a machine, the Asura arms, like it says God of Destruction, so if he's giving like some Doc Ock suit, I feel like that's just a little bit lame. But it's not gonna like change the series or anything. It's just one small detail, like whatever. Anyway, Hebrew follows up with another punch, but stops right as it's about to connect to a defenseless Cow's face. Hebrew won't finish him off out of respect for Karan and his oath to Botan to protect Cow. The chapter ends with Hebrew telling him to admit that he lost. And given he's a pansy, I'm sure he'll do exactly that next chapter. Like, maybe he won't, maybe he'll get his Astro back up, and they'll start fighting again. But he'll probably, you know, probably pansy out. This week was actually another short chapter, and I feel like there's not really much to discuss aside from like the lore. Like, we did learn some lore with Ko and Karan. A new character was introduced from the past. You know, we see some cool things here, like Hebrews resilience, his front foot forward mentality, and I'm sure those things are going to grow and come in handy as time goes on. But for now, if you guys have any thoughts or questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments below or in the Discord in the description. Anyway, that's going to be it for today's review. Again, I still feel like we didn't talk about a lot. This was a fun chapter. It was a fight, so I did like it, and the lore is pretty cool because I love like the older brother dynamic. You know, Shinchiro and TR, Itachi, Ed and Al from FMA. I always like stuff like that, so maybe I'm a little biased. So this was a fun chapter, but again, possibly the weakest one so far. Maybe, just maybe. There's only 5, so there's not really saying much. But if y'all did enjoy, make sure to comment, subscribe for more AR and channel related content, and I will see you all in the next one.